Chapter 2. It was mid-afternoon when I trudged into a gray-lit tunnel beneath Terminal 3 and made my way to the Heathrow Express platform to catch a packed train into London. I caught fragments of conversation among passengers who'd landed around the same time I had. A plume of volcanic ash from the Icelandic eruption had added to the disruptions caused by torrential rains and wind across the UK. Planes were being rerouted all across Europe. All flights from Reykjavik were cancelled. Quinn's arrival no longer seemed a matter of when, but if. By the time I reached Paddington, the platforms were crammed with grim-faced people dragging suitcases. An overhead flat-screen TV displayed a glowing mountain that spewed magma and flaming contrails across a black sky. The scene switched to monstrous waves smashing into a lighthouse. I stopped to join a crowd reading the news crawler. Millions stranded by Iceland volcanic eruption. Flooding continues in southwest. Record 90-foot wave destroys historic Purwith light station. No end in sight to worst rains in 500 years. I hoisted my bag and continued on to the underground. After a few steps, I halted, steadying myself against the wall. The air around me shimmered. I felt dizzy, tasting copper in the back of my mouth. I coughed, touched a hand to my lips, withdrew it, and saw my fingertips flecked with blood. I struggled to remember where I was, stared numbly at an advertisement until Quinn's face filled my mind's eye, the shining arc of a metal wire slicing through a man's throat. I had a flash of the night terrors that had dogged me for months. When I looked up, I saw an armed policeman watching me from across the crowded concourse. I took a deep breath and kept walking. An hour later, I emerged from the Brixton Underground station. The heavy rain had turned to sleet. My eyes watered as icy pellets stung my face. The cold felt good. Pain I could understand and fight, even if I lost. I hunched my shoulders, pulled up the collar of my leather jacket, and headed for the corner. The clock inside the station had read 3:35, but outside it was already nearly dark. People rushed past me, half hidden beneath black umbrellas as they shouted into mobile phones. An ululating police siren wailed in concert with the sustained shriek of an ambulance. A guy wearing retro Ray-Bans and a knee-length black kidskin hoodie nearly shoved me off the sidewalk as he loped past. I whirled, landed a kick just below the back of his knee with the steel toe of my cowboy boot, turned, and kept going. From the corner of my eye, I saw him crumple as I turned the corner. I kept to the center of the crowd and after a few minutes ducked into an alcove, the entry to a boarded-up record shop. A kid in a knitted cap and filthy hoodie leaned against a wall stained with piss. A scrawny dog crouched at his feet. The boy looked at me without interest. "Well, grand," he said. The dog whined softly. I dug in my pocket until I found the scrap of paper where Quinn had scrawled a name, Derek somebody, and the name of a pub. "I'm looking for a place called the Gambrel." The kid blinked, his eyes so bloodshot they looked as though they'd been scooped from his skull. "Dunno." "Rollins Street," I said. "Know where that is?" He gestured vaguely toward the corner. "Electric Avenue. Ask him." "I asked you." I tapped my foot, the tip of my boot ringing against the concrete. The mongrel's head shot up, black lips taut against long yellow teeth, its rolling eyes the same raw crimson as the boy's. I held its gaze until it turned its head sideways, still watching me. "He likes you," the kid grinned, "or he'd have tore your throat out. Rollins off Electric Avenue." I nodded thanks. "What's your dog's name?" "Me." I tossed the boy a pound coin and headed back out into the freezing rain.